The mental lock that keeps you broke. There's a reason you're not wealthy, yet it's not your talent. It's not your education. It's not even your circumstances. It's your programming. Right now, there is a battle being fought inside your mind, a silent war between the life you desire and the beliefs you inherited. Every thought you think, every decision you make, every emotion you feel is filtered through one system, the way your mind has been conditioned to interpret success, money, and power. And here's the harsh truth most men never face. You can work hard, you can grind for years, you can even get close to success, but if your mind is still programmed with scarcity, fear, and limitation, it will sabotage everything you build. You will earn wealth only to lose it. You will chase success but never fully claim it. You will stay stuck in the invisible trap of mental poverty. You don't need more information. You don't need another course. You don't need luck. You need reprogramming. Deep, daily, intentional mental transformation. And in this message, I will show you exactly how to do it. Because wealth does not begin in your bank account. It begins in your belief system. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the daily mental practices that wealthy men live by. Not just to make money, but to stay powerful, focused, and free. These are the invisible rituals that rewire your brain, harden your focus, and make abundance your default state. This is not for the lazy. This is not for the comfortable. This is for the man who is ready to think like the rich, act like the rich, and ultimately live like the rich. You are not far from wealth. You are one shift away, one decision, one daily practice. One reprogrammed mind, but you must stay until the end. Because everything you believe about success is about to be torn down and rebuilt from the ground up. And when it is, nothing will ever be the same. Again, wealth begins in the mind before it reaches the hands. The first truth you must understand is this: every dollar you earn, every opportunity you attract, every connection you build is a direct result of your inner world. Your thoughts are not harmless. Your beliefs are not background noise. They are blueprints, quietly shaping the world you step into every single day. Wealth is not just the product of effort, it is the byproduct of vision, clarity, and belief. The man who believes he is worthy of abundance will always find a way to attract it. The man who doubts himself, who fears money, who resents the rich, will repel wealth even when it knocks on his door. Look around you. There are men with half your intelligence living lives of luxury. Why? Because they never allowed their minds to become the barrier. They didn't wait for the world to crown them successful. They decided they were, and that decision shaped everything else. Every action flows from a thought. Every opportunity is accepted or rejected based on belief. Every breakthrough is built in the silence of the mind. Before it becomes visible to the world, you must stop trying to get rich without first thinking rich. That is like planting seeds in dry soil. The roots will never take hold. The results will never last. You may hustle, but your success will be shallow and fleeting. It will crumble under pressure. To become wealthy, you must first become the kind of man who cannot live any other way. And that begins with mental reprogramming. You must unlearn the lies. You must rewrite the code. You must reprogram the very way you interpret reality, and you must do it daily. Because wealth is not a moment. It is a mindset, and like any mindset, it must be trained until it becomes permanent. Start your day by commanding your mind the moment your eyes open in the morning. You are not simply waking up. You are entering battle, and the first 10 minutes of your day will determine who wins. You or the old programming. Most men reach for their phone. They check messages. They scroll headlines. They absorb noise, fear, comparison, and chaos before they've even gotten out of bed, and they wonder why they feel overwhelmed, behind, and directionless all day. But the wealthy man, the disciplined man, the man who reprograms his mind daily, he understands the power of the morning. He takes command. The first thing you must do every morning is tell your mind what to believe. You do not ask. You instruct. You do not react. You declare, I am focused. I am powerful. I am wealthy in mindset. I am built for discipline. I do not wait for life to happen. I make life happen. You are not repeating these affirmations because they are magic. You are repeating them because repetition is the language of the subconscious. What you repeat, your brain will begin to accept, and what it accepts, it will begin to pursue. The man who speaks his future with confidence is not delusional. He is decisive. He understands that the mind will always believe the voice it hears most often. And if that voice is yours, then your destiny is yours too. Every morning, before the world gets a chance to speak to you, speak to yourself. Set the tone, establish the vision, declare your mission, because if you do not program your mind, the world will do it for you. And the world is not programmed for wealth. It is programmed for fear. You must take back control, and it starts with the first words you speak. Each day eliminates scarcity. Thinking with mental detox. Scarcity is not a condition, it is a mindset. And like any mindset, it can be removed and replaced. The problem is, most men were raised on scarcity. They were told money is hard to earn, that wanting more is selfish, that success is reserved for a lucky few. And now, even as they chase wealth, they carry this mental poison inside of them. You cannot build wealth while believing wealth is wrong. You cannot attract abundance while resenting those who have it. You cannot rise if you keep speaking like a man who is falling. That is why you must engage in a daily mental detox. Each day, take 5 minutes to isolate the limiting thoughts that try to creep into your mind. Write them down without judgment. Bring them into the light. Thoughts like I'm not good with money, I'll never get ahead, rich people are greedy, I'll always struggle, I don't deserve success, expose them. Look at them on the page. And then 1. Train your brain to see opportunity everywhere. The average man walks through life blind to the wealth around him. Not because the opportunity isn't there, but because his mind isn't trained to recognize it. When your mind is programmed with fear, it seeks out risk. When your mind is programmed with doubt, it fixates on obstacles. But when your mind is programmed with abundance, it begins to notice doors where others only see walls. This is not fantasy. It is biology. Your brain has a built-in filter called the reticular activating system. It decides what you focus on, what you ignore, and what you believe is possible. And the more you consciously feed it thoughts of success, the more it begins to highlight paths to that success. The wealthy man doesn't see what others see, he sees deeper, he sees patterns, he sees leverage, he sees ideas hidden in plain sight, and this is no accident. It is the result of daily training. Each day, ask yourself one powerful question: what is trying to work in my favor that I'm not seeing yet? Then write down at least 3 opportunities in your current situation. They don't have to be huge, they just have to be real. A new skill, you could learn; a contact you've been ignoring; a habit, you could double down on; a market trend you could capitalize on by doing this daily. You sharpen your perception. You stop waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap. You start developing the mindset that creates them. Most people miss the moment that could have changed their life because they were too busy focusing on what was wrong. But if you commit to this practice, will begin to rewire your brain to hunt for wealth instead of hiding from it. And when your eyes change, your life follows. Act wealthy before the money arrives. This is where most men fail. They wait for wealth to show up. Before they begin living like a wealthy man, they wait to feel confident. They wait to feel secure. They wait to feel powerful. And in doing so, they delay everything. Wealth does not come to the man who waits. It comes to the man who aligns himself with abundance before he has proof. He must act wealthy before the money arrives. Not with your spending, with your standards, with your posture, with your schedule, with your habits. The man who thinks like a millionaire wakes up early. He respects his time. He thinks long-term. He studies results. He builds networks. He does not beg. He does not chase. He attracts by who he becomes. Your bank account is a delayed reflection of your internal blueprint. And the blueprint is updated by behavior. If you want to earn more, you must live like the version of you who already does. This doesn't mean you fake it. It means you embody it. You move with clarity. You speak with conviction. You eliminate behaviors that scream desperation. You walk into rooms knowing that value flows from you, not to you. Every decision becomes a vote for who you are becoming. So start asking yourself daily, how would the wealthy version of me think, act, and respond in this exact situation? And then do it. Over time, your internal wealth becomes undeniable, and the world will catch up. Because when your mind is calibrated for abundance, reality has no choice but to reflect it. Visualize wealth in motion. Every day the wealth you desire already exists. It is moving. It is shifting. It is flowing through hands, systems, minds, and decisions every single day. The question is not whether wealth exists. The question is whether you are mentally connected to it. Most men cannot hold a clear picture of success in their minds. They are so caught up in survival that they've forgotten how to imagine. But imagination is the workshop of the soul, and visualization is the tool that brings the unseen into the scene. Wealthy men see the future before it arrives, not with hope, with certainty. They create it first in their minds, and then they bring it into form. You must take 10 minutes every single day to visualize your wealth in motion. Close your eyes, breathe deeply and see it. See yourself walking into the office you've built. See your bank account overflowing with purpose. See the decisions you make when you are free from financial fear. See how you speak, how you move, how you serve. See the lives you impact. See the world you build. Do not just think it, feel it. Make it real in your nervous system. Make it familiar. Because what the mind rehearses, the body begins to believe. And what the body believes, the world eventually reflects. This is not daydreaming. This is conditioning. This is reprogramming. This is elite-level wealth engineering. And the man who trains his imagination to stay fixed on abundance will never again be limited by his current circumstances, because his future is not a question. It is already written, and he is simply walking toward it with confidence. Use gratitude to amplify wealth consciousness. There is a hidden force that multiplies wealth faster than hustle alone. It is not a tactic. It is not a strategy. It is a state of mind. Gratitude. Gratitude is not weakness. It is not blind optimism. It is a deliberate focus on what is already working, already flowing, already expanding in your life. And when practiced daily, it becomes the magnet that pulls more abundance into your world. Most men think gratitude is something you express once you've made it. But the man who understands wealth knows that gratitude must come first, because what you appreciate expands what you ignore. Disappears. Gratitude shifts your brain out of survival and into growth. It tells your nervous system that you are already safe, already blessed, already rising. And when your body believes that, it moves differently. It makes decisions with confidence. It sees clearly. It no longer clings to fear. Every morning or every night, take 5 minutes to write down 3 things you are truly grateful for. But go deeper than just listing them. Feel them. Gratitude for the skills you've built. Gratitude for the mindset you're developing. Gratitude for the future you've already decided is yours. Gratitude for the ability to choose. Gratitude for the challenges that are shaping you into a leader. This practice tunes your mind to abundance. And a mind tuned to abundance becomes a magnet for wealth. Never allow your mind to dwell in lack. It is a trap, and it leads nowhere but backwards. Train your eyes to see what's already good, and soon your world will begin to overflow with more of it. Build daily momentum through execution, not motivation. Motivation is a fleeting spark. Execution is a roaring fire. One fades quickly. The other builds unstoppable momentum. Most men speak the language of wealth. Everyday words are not just sounds, they are instructions to the mind. They are signals to the subconscious. They are code, and you are the programmer. Most men destroy their financial future with the way they speak. They call themselves broke. They talk about what they can't afford. They complain about money. They joke about failure. And all the while, their subconscious is recording every word as truth. You cannot speak like a poor man and expect to live like a rich one. Wealth has a language. It is bold, it is clear, it is intentional. It reflects power, not fear, direction, not confusion, creation, not reaction. Every day, you must discipline your mouth to speak wealth. Speak with certainty about where you are going. Speak with gratitude about what is already in motion. Speak with precision about what you are building. Speak with authority about who you are becoming. Even in private, even when no one is listening. Your words matter, especially when no one is listening, because that's when your subconscious is listening most. Replace phrases like "I can't afford it," "I'll never figure this out." Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not good with numbers. I don't know what I'm doing with. I am creating wealth through value. I am capable of solving complex problems. Opportunities are drawn to me. Money is a reflection of service and growth. Every day I become more financially powerful. This is not fake confidence. It is future alignment. Your words set the direction of your life. If they are filled with power, your future will be powerful. If they are filled with fear, your future will reflect it. Speak with the tone of a man who expects to win. Speak with the clarity of a man who knows his worth. Speak with the discipline of a man who respects his mind, because what you say is what you become. Yourself with wealth influence daily. You cannot think like a millionaire while surrounding yourself with people who think like victims. Environment is not neutral. It is either reinforcing your mindset or eroding it. And your brain adapts to the dominant frequency around it. If you spend your time with men who complain, procrastinate, and settle, you will unconsciously begin to mirror their patterns. But if you place yourself in an atmosphere of clarity, ambition, and wealth thinking, you rise, you adapt, you grow. This is why your daily environment matters more than you think. You must curate it with the same intensity that a soldier prepares his battlefield. Every detail counts. Your conversations must lift your thinking. Your content must challenge your perspective. Your mentors must stretch your vision. Your peers must sharpen your edge. And even when you don't yet have access to high-level people, you can still access high-level ideas, books, podcasts, speeches, strategies. Study the thinking patterns of those who have built what you desire. Feed your mind with the mindset of wealth daily. This is how you raise your standards. This is how you normalize success. This is how you stop feeling like an outsider to wealth and start becoming the man who belongs in the room. You do not rise in isolation. You rise by aligning yourself with influence that demands more from you. Audit your inputs. Upgrade your circle. Discipline your focus and let your environment become your secret weapon. Choose purpose over pressure. Every day will always be there. Deadlines, bills, expectations, uncertainty. But wealth is not built by men who react to pressure. It is built by men who act from purpose. Most people live in response mode. They chase money to avoid pain. They hustle just enough to escape the pressure. They survive. But the man who reprograms his mind for wealth does not operate from fear. He operates from mission. Every single day, you must ask yourself one question: what would the man on a mission do today? He wouldn't panic, he wouldn't fold, he wouldn't beg, he would act with clarity, he would execute with confidence, he would move forward regardless of how heavy the pressure feels. Purpose makes you resilient. It gives meaning to the sacrifice. It makes your discipline non-negotiable. It rewires your nervous system to pursue greatness even when the world is uncertain. When you move from pressure, you are driven by survival. When you move from purpose, you are pulled by vision. Your daily wealth ritual must include a return to your why. Why does this matter? Who are you doing this for? What impact are you building? Write it, read it, speak it. Because when purpose drives you, Pressure loses its grip. You become a man who cannot be shaken. You become a man who leads himself. You become a man who attracts wealth. Not just chases it, and that is the difference between temporary success and permanent transformation. You become what you practice. Daily, everything you desire is closer than you think, but it does not respond to your wishes. It responds to your rhythm, your patterns, your discipline. Wealth is not a one-time breakthrough. It is a practiced state of being, and every man is practicing something daily. The only question is, are you practicing power or weakness, clarity or confusion, growth or stagnation? The mind does not care what you rehearse. It will build your identity around whatever you repeat. That means every excuse you make is programming. Every action you avoid is programming. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you teach your brain that delay is acceptable. But the opposite is also true. Every time you act without waiting, every time you speak wealth instead of fear, every time you see opportunity where others see failure, every time you rise with intention, every time you train your focus, your discipline, your vision, you are reprogramming your mind for wealth. This is not about overnight success. This is not about luck. This is about the man who becomes unrecognizable to his past because he made the decision to live on a higher frequency. You are not just changing your mindset. You are creating a new reality from the inside out. And that reality is built daily, through repetition, through clarity, through identities. So the question is no longer, can you become wealthy? The question is, will you practice it daily? Will you choose to lead your thoughts? Will you decide who you are becoming?